Hi, everyone. How beautiful. So wonderful to be with you today. And I know my friend Valentina is joining in from Argentina. I think it's a beautiful live ACIM workbook lesson today, because this is a lesson that when I first did the workbook lessons, I came to it and I just went, oh my, this is, I'm going to stay with this lesson for days. I'm not going to move from this lesson. And I think now, many years later, it still has the same feel, the big swirl in my heart. Like this is Jesus giving us full permission to rest in this moment, fully present and content. So greetings and welcome to Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 109, a classic. I rest in God. We ask for rest today and quietness unshaken by the world's appearances. We ask for peace and stillness in the midst of all the turmoil born of clashing dreams. We ask for safety and for happiness, although we seem to look on danger and on sorrow. And we have the thought that will answer our asking with what we request. I rest in God. This thought will bring to you the rest and quiet, peace and stillness, and the safety and the happiness you seek. I rest in God. This thought has power to wake the sleeping truth in you, whose vision sees beyond appearances to that same truth in everyone and everything there is. Here is the end of suffering for all the world, and everyone who ever came and yet will come to linger for a while. Here is the thought in which the Son of God is born again to recognize himself. I rest in God. Completely undismayed, this thought will carry you through storms and strife, past misery and pain, past loss and death, and onward to the certainty of God. There is no suffering it cannot heal. There is no problem that it cannot solve, and no appearance but will turn to truth before the eyes of you who rest in God. This, it's the day of peace. You rest in God. And while the world is torn by winds of hate, your rest remains completely undisturbed. Yours is the rest of truth. Appearances cannot intrude on you. You call to all to join you in your rest, and they will hear and come to you because you rest in God. They will not hear another voice than yours because you gave your voice to God. And now you rest in him and let him speak through you. In him you have no cares and no concerns, no burdens, no anxiety, no pain, no fear of future, and no past regrets. In timelessness you rest. While time goes by without its touch upon you, for your rest can never change in any way at all. You rest today, and as you close your eyes, sink into stillness. Let these periods of rest and respite reassure your mind that all its frantic fantasies were but dreams of fever that has passed away. Let it be still and thankfully accept its healing. No more fearful dreams will come now that you rest in God. Take time today to slip away from dreams and into peace. Each hour that you take your rest today, a tired mind is suddenly made glad. A bird with broken wings begins to sing. A stream long dry begins to flow again. The world is born again each time you rest, and hourly remember that you came to bring the peace of God into the world, that it might take its rest along with you. With each 5 minutes that you rest today, the world is nearer waking. And the time when rest will be the only thing there is comes closer to all worn and tired minds, too weary now to go their way alone. And they will hear the bird begin to sing and see the stream begin to flow again, with hope reborn and energy restored, to walk with lightened steps along the road that suddenly seems easy. Oh my gosh. Easy as they go. Oh, easy, easy. Lightened steps along the road that suddenly seems as easy as they go. You rest within the peace of God today, and call upon your brothers from your rest to draw them to their rest along with you. You will be faithful to your trust today, forgetting no one, bringing everyone into the boundless circle of your peace, the holy sanctuary where you rest. Open the temple doors and let them come from far across the world and near as well. Your distant brothers and your closest friends, bid them all enter here and rest with you. You rest within the peace of God today, quiet and unafraid. Each brother comes to take his rest and offer it to you. We rest together here, for thus our rest is made complete, and what we give today we have received already. Time is not the guardian of what we give today. We give to those unborn and those passed by, to every thought of God and to the mind in which these thoughts were born and where they rest. And we remind them of their resting place each time we tell ourselves, I rest in God. So what a joyful answer to every perceived problem, to every conceivable sadness or disappointment, to every thought of the world. What a beautiful answer to the wish from the ego that things need to be different. Nothing needs to be different. Because as I rest, the whole world rests with me. As I rest, all the galaxies rest with me. As I rest, the entire cosmos rests with me. All of time and space rest when I rest. This mind is one, and Christ is calling us to rest our mind in the truth, in the stillness, in the tranquility, in the happiness, in the joy. Rest in God is the answer to every conceivable ego perception of the past and the future. Rest in God is perfectly present and perfectly one. And typically when we think of rest, many times people think of meditation. And what Jesus is telling us in here is this moment of rest in God, this moment of deep prayer and meditation is for everything and everyone throughout all of history, all people throughout history, all people that seem to surround us, all people that are far or near are all part of a projection that is, we could say our mind is satisfied, it's fulfilled in resting. We have an eternal inheritance, which is pure rest, eternal rest, and today we join in that eternal rest. And we remind ourselves that it's all working together for good. Nothing would be better if it was different in form, that there were no mistakes in the past and there were no good things about the past, that the past is simply gone and we rest this moment in God, embracing everything and everyone in our rest. This glorious moment of resting in God is the healing of all perception. It's the call into the stillness of the happy dream, the stillness of inner peace and joy. And then as we give way to this rest, if there's any insights that flash across your mind, how wonderful. If there's any guidances that you were praying for, and they flash and drop into your mind in an instant download, how wonderful. You see, how practical is this rest today? This rest is more than inaction of the body. This rest is rest of the mind. It's resting in the heart of God. So stay with this beautiful lesson. Stay with it today. Have a very restful mind and be in the bursting joy that comes from a mind at rest. And also for some of you who really enjoyed this, there's a rest in God meditation on YouTube with some visuals too. So you can come back to this anytime that you want, any moment that you want to choose to rest. And this is why I stayed with this lesson so long, because it was such an answer to my heart. It was the answer to my heart's calling, my heart's longing, my heart's yearning. I rest in God. Okay, enjoy the rest. Enjoy the rest in God. Love you. Te amo.